Hello, welcome to Menconception's Confidence Communicates Before You Do webinar. If you're just now joining us, I do recommend that you stop, watch the initial webinar series, our CompCare webinar series. You can find it on our website, you can find it on YouTube. But if you're here and you just want to get started, that's okay too. You should be able to hang on and understand the basics of this. But all of those do build on that initial foundational concept series that we put together. So I do recommend watching the whole thing. But in any case, you're here. We're glad to have you. My name is Ashley Boaz. I'm with Mint Conceptions. We offer leadership coaching and administrative support services. So we help your business in various ways. Whatever you need, we likely have a way to assist. Part of that are our training initiatives, and this is one of them. So today we're working on that body language and the subtle cues that we give off that we may not be aware that we're doing on the day-to-day when we're discussing things with our patients, customers, clients. Overall, we want to make sure they have a good experience and not turn them off from the get-go. So why is it important? So, as a licensed hygienist and someone who has been in dentistry for 26 years and an HR professional, I can tell you there is a lot that happens because of the things that we don't say. There's a lot of room for interpretation. So, we want to make sure we're giving off the right signals. So, today we're talking about something that impacts patient trust more than our clinical skill, more than our technology, and sometimes even more than our pricing. And that's how we show up. Confidence communicates before we ever speak. Patients decide if they trust us in seconds. So today we're going to refine how we present ourselves, even when we don't know the answer yet. Confidence doesn't mean knowing everything. It means handling uncertainty professionally. So why confidence matters? Patients equate confidence with competence. If we look unsure, hesitant, or disorganized, they interpret that as a lack of knowledge. But here's the truth. You can be gathering information and still appear confident. So we're going to learn how. So what makes someone appear confident to you? And you might list off the way they hold themselves, the way they speak, the words that they use, their eye contact. There are lots of things that go into making them appear confident. Those nonverbal cues and professionalism convey that. And your confidence creates confidence in your patients in moving forward with treatment, with care, with understanding what you're offering is actually going to meet their needs and not cause them harm. So with that, we're going to dive into body language. Mainly because over half of our communication is nonverbal. That means patients are reading your posture, your hands, your eyes before they ever process your words. So if your body says, I'm unsure, it doesn't matter how smart your answer is. So, for example, slouch, cross arms. It doesn't look good. If you stand upright with your shoulders back, it conveys that you know what you're doing, that you are confident in what you are saying. Confident posture and gestures convey trustworthiness. And so when you align those postures and gestures and eye contact consistently, it expresses the message you want to convey, that you can be trusted. Confidence is often just controlled posture. So shoulders back, your chin is level, hands are visible, and a slight forward lean means you're listening. And that posture says, I'm present, I'm capable, I've got this. And so if you practice this together, you guys can point out very easily who is standing confidently in your practice and who is not. You're looking for slouches, crossed arms, lack of eye contact. It conveys defensiveness and uncertainty, and your patients will pick that up. So confident gestures are something that you have to really keep in mind, because if you get anxious, you tend to move faster. So fast movements will indicate anxiety to your patients. Controlled movements feel competent. They feel practiced. So you want to avoid those rapid hand gestures unless they are appropriate. So often you want to lean towards slow, purposeful gestures. When we use open palms to explain treatment or finances, subconsciously it communicates transparency. We have nothing to hide, our hands are visible. So, have you ever felt someone's nervous energy? That's what we want to eliminate. Those facial expressions matter. So, the power of your face tells a story even when you think it doesn't. Raised eyebrows can look uncertain, tight lips can look defensive, blank expressions can feel cold. You want to convey warmth or at the least neutral. You don't want to go in there with sad faces because that can lead to anxiety about what's getting ready to happen. Even if you are not thrilled about having to present this, you want to go in with a positive outlook on how this could go. You want to have a soft brow and a slight smile, and that expression says, I'm calm and I'm listening. So, expressions that build trust. You want that soft smile for warmth. You want the relaxed brow for approachability, attentive eye contact for approachability and connection. Raised eyebrows will signal surprise. So, you don't want that. No sad facial expressions because you risk the anticipation of bad news or fear on the part of the patient. And you want to steer clear of tight lips because that indicates tension or that you don't like what you're getting ready to have to say. So that leads us into phone etiquette. Phone etiquette is another big piece of recruiting patients into your practice and keeping them. You want your phones to go well. That way you can get the appointment. Confidence on the phone. Voice tone is number one. If you're not saying it nicely, it's not going to come across nicely. They're going to know that you're not happy about their call or that they were a burden to you. So be mindful of how you answer that phone. Have a script in place for how you want your team to answer the phone so that it sounds confident. Every time they say it, they know exactly what they're going to say. It sounds positive and forward focused. You want to have a smile effect. Have everyone smile when they answer the phone. Smiling when speaking can positively change the tone and enhance the overall communication. They can hear you smiling through the phone. And then be clear. Speak clearly and calmly and avoid multitasking while you're on the phone so that you can build patient trust. When patients can't see you, your tone becomes your body language. So you don't want them to feel rushed. You want to be slower and do it with a smile. And if you practice this, you can hear the difference. Go around a corner from a buddy in the office. One of you go on the other side of the hall. Someone say it with a frown and then say it with a smile and see if they can guess which one. And I bet you they can. So, strong phone habits. Confidence on the phone sounds like clarity and calm. So, you don't want to answer the phone and say, I think we have something next week. You want to have a strong tone. You want to sound confident in your answer. So, you'll say, let me check our schedule so I can find the best option for you. Or, which one sounds more capable, a morning or an afternoon? Answer promptly to show attentiveness to those ringing phones. Use the patient names to personalize the interaction. Speak clearly and calmly to convey assurance. Avoid those fillers like to maintain professionalism. And steer clear of rushing or multitasking. Like I've already said, it creates a low priority feel for the patient. It makes them feel like they're not your number one. And it really should be if you're trying to get them in the door. So you say, what do I do if I don't know the answer when I answer the phone? I'm new. I don't know the answers. That's okay. You just need to handle it confidently. So it meant we use the confidence formula of acknowledge, assure, and take action. So you're going to acknowledge the question that they asked you directly. Just repeat it back to them. That way they know you heard them. You understand what is being asked. Assure the patient that you'll find accurate information. If you'll bear with me, Mr. Jones, I'm going to get with that department and I'll get back on the line with you to make sure that we get you the right information. And you're going to take clear steps to resolve their concern. If it's a lab that needs to be called, if it's a different department that needs to be reached, that's okay. They don't expect you to have every answer on the phone. They just expect you to help them get the answer. So weak responses are, I don't know. Confident responses, that's a great question. Let me verify that so I can give you the most accurate information. And that approach projects ownership of the situation and professionalism. So behaviors that create confidence. There's a lot of these. So you want to be organized. Organized workspaces reflect professionalism to your patients. If you look like you have it together, they're going to believe you have it together. It instills a trust in them that you will also have it together when you're dealing with their case. You want to be calm. Remain calm during your interactions. It reassures the patients. You don't look like your hair is on fire. You have a sense of security in what you're doing, and it gives them a sense of security in what you're doing. So it's a supportive atmosphere for them to feel safe moving forward with things that may scare them. A lot of times, healthcare is scary for people. So moving forward, and especially dentistry, moving forward with those treatments can create anxiety. You want to be calm. You don't want to create more anxiety for them. And you want to give them clear steps. Communication is key. So much gets lost in the day to day and in the rush. If they know what's happening next, it's easier for them to commit to their treatment because they have enhanced confidence in what you're offering because it's clear. They know what's going to happen and when. So your tone and language are a whole other piece of that. So when you're on the phone, if you don't have a way for them to see you, the tone you use and the words you use are very important. This becomes your body language. So depending on who you are and how you think, some people, if they are more emotionally driven, will start off with I feels. And people that are more analytical will start with I thinks. And this is a default setting. A lot of people do it, but it undermines confidence in your answer. So instead, you want to start off with based on your plan so that you assert the authority in that situation so that they feel confident in your answer. It's not just an I think or an I feel. You want to replace hopefully with what we will do. It's not a hopefully. You don't want to hopefully fix something. You are going to take care of it. And so you want to communicate that reliably and give a clear direction of where you're headed. And then the sound of your voice conveys confidence. Use clear language to establish professionalism in every interaction. Hedging words weaken your authority, so be very careful with those. All right, so we have a few role play exercises that I'm just going to scroll through for you guys to do on your own, but I'll leave them up for a bit so that you can take these down as notes and use them for your team to practice. So I recommend having role play scenarios for costs, treatment, and insurance. Simulate those scenarios. Patients who are confused about treatment. How do you explain their benefits? What are their costs for out of pocket? So today, if you take anything away, I hope that you understand the controlled energy that's necessary for patients to feel reassured in your presence and engage actively with the treatment that you're recommending. The calm confidence that you have to come across with, you have to, even if you don't know what you're doing, you have to come across like you know where to find the answers. So staying calm in your demeanor, it signals professionalism and assures patients even during challenging conversations and situations. You have to be the calm one. And ownership builds trust. Even if you don't know the answer, you have to go find it and you have to take responsibility for fixing the issue for that patient. Somebody's going to say we can't fix every patient. You're not wrong, but you want to take ownership when they do call with a question so that you can move that case forward and hopefully get closer to a yes. All right, so I hope this was helpful for everyone. Again, we're Mint Conceptions. We're here to help. We're here for your growth, however it unfolds. If you'd like to reach us, you can reach us at 202-780-MINT or info@mintconceptions.com. And I thank you for your time.